today is...
Hi everyone. Happy weekend.
True.
Welcome to our daily readings today.
Good afternoon. Sharing with you where we're at on this day that actually snowed for a bit this morning.
That's right. Didn't it?
Happy Four Seasons. Okay, what's today's date again?
So today is April 18th.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Wow. Do you want to read? No, do you want to read?
I'll read the first paragraph, you read the rest. How's that?
Okay.
Self-honesty. The deception of others is nearly always rooted in the deception of ourselves. When we are honest with another person, it confirms that we have been honest with ourselves and with God or our higher power.
Like that. And the rest goes, when I was self-destructing, I deceived myself about reality, rewriting it to what I wanted it to be. Deceiving others is a character defect, even if it is just stretching the truth a bit or cleaning up my motives so others will think well of me. My higher power or the universe can remove this defect, but first I have to help myself to become willing to receive that help by not practicing deception. I need to remember each day that deceiving myself about myself is setting myself up for failure and disappointment in life. A close, honest relationship with a higher power is the only solid foundation I found for honesty with self and with others. Like that, huh?
Right?
Self-honesty.
So what'd you think?
I like the topic because it reminds me about how long I took to learn about self-honesty and self-deception. You know, they're like two ends of a seesaw, I find. And for a long time, the end was on the self-deception end, you know? And the self-honesty end was like out of reach, you know, inconceivable. I didn't even know what it really was. I lived in self-deception for a very long time. You know, it's easier to believe that, you know, the reality is okay than looking at it and saying, oh, it's not, you know, this is not okay. I need to set boundaries, or this is not okay. I need to tell a person I'm not happy about something. Instead, it was easier for me to live in self-deception, that everything is okay and that I can almost live in my imaginary world of what is. And, you know, for a while it works, you know, it creates a fantasy reality. As many of us know, you know, that can be a nice place to be. And sometimes with other substances as well, you know, in that, whether you drink to achieve that or you know, drug. And it kind of prolongs the disappointment, it prolongs the sadness, it prolongs the hurt, all the things that you know are on the other side of self-honesty. So I think that procrastination to address it takes a lot of time, you know. It takes our 20s, you know, sometimes even into our 30s. It takes a while to actually want to do it, you know. It takes a while to really look at yourself in the mirror. It takes a while to look into the face of another and say things that you would never dream of, just to be honest about yourself. So it's a good reminder. I'm still learning self-honesty, so I can say I'm safe to say that I'm on the other side of the fulcrum. I don't know where I am along that, you know. I feel like it's a continuous growth. You never really hit the end, but it's nice to be on the other side, and it hurts at times, but it's worth it, you know. it's worth the experience, the lesson, and it's worth being honest to yourself because we are worth it. What did you think?
I think self-deception has a purpose.
What that might be.
Self-deception is so we don't implode or explode because it's all too much. Right? We say, oh, I want the truth. It's like the doctor says to me, the truth is, if you quit smoking, it'll be better. And I say, thank you kindly for your advice. I'm okay. So, is the self-deception that I'm okay? Is the self-deception that smoking's good for me? I know it isn't good for me, so I can't say, here, this next cigarette will help me in this way, physically.
Okay.
Physically.
Okay.
Especially, when things change physically, you break an arm, you seize a lung, whatever it is, you start from there. You don't go back to where you were.
No, that's true.
Right? So,
very true.
When self-deception doesn't work, I think, is when I keep going back, watching a movie and demanding that the players change their script, including me.
Okay.
Right? So why didn't I see that sooner? Why did I do that? Why didn't I do that? Why did I say that? Why didn't I say that? Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? And that's just as much of an altered reality that some of us chase to distraction, so we don't have to look. And so part of the self-deception is that I don't think I'm going to have self-deception, and that is self-deception.
Right.
So I don't think I can ever grow out of it.
Yeah.
So much as not going back to the same plot of land that makes potatoes and thinking I'm going to grow corn out of it when I haven't planted anything. So today I break self-deception by putting my hands to something.
Okay.
Doing something different if it wasn't working yesterday. Starting something new if I've been afraid to so far. I think of self-deception and then I try to think of balance, right? If too much of anything is overwhelming and not enough of anything is underwhelming, how do I find the balance, and when am I pushing myself to self-harm?
Yes.
Versus when am I pushing myself because I'm capable and able? And so I think that's where the meditation and the prayer comes in to kind of sort it out. Or in my case, I'll do a casting to try to understand something, because I know some truth will be revealed, some something will come. No seeking, no finding. So that's where I hunt for my self-deception, or I hunt for answers or solutions or something other than where and when I'm at. That's positive. I think that breaks self-deception too.
Thank you.
So what did you pick today?
So I picked something else here. It's from a book of mine that I love. It's called A Day Book of Comfort and Joy. And it's kind of like 365, but I went ahead because something caught my eye. And it's called Spring Rituals of Replenishment. I thought, ooh, okay, let's hear about this.
That sounds good.
So, let your mind be quiet, realizing the beauty of the world and the boundless treasures that it holds in store. All that you have within you, all that your heart desires, all that your nature so specially fits you for, that or the counterpart of it, waits embedded in the great whole for you. It will surely come to you, yet equally surely, not one moment before its appointed time will it come. All your crying and fever and reaching out of hands will make no difference. Therefore, do not begin that game at all. By a dude called Edward Carpenter. And the lady who wrote this book, Sarah Ben Breathnach, says, "This is the season of renewal and replenishment. What better way to begin that than to meditate on English poet Edward Carpenter's assurance that all our needs will be satisfied by the great whole. Whatever we are waiting for, peace of mind, contentment, grace, the inner awareness of simple abundance, will surely come to us, but only when we are ready to receive it with a grateful and open heart. While you are waiting patiently, take comfort and joy in simple springtime rituals for rejuvenation. A favorite of mine is to search for a new sacred space out in the world. This reminds me that we carry our serenity with us. A shady grove of trees in an old cemetery, a beautiful public garden that's new to you, a museum gallery, the stacks of an old library, the hush of a quiet chapel where you can light a candle, even an outdoor cafe where you can sit basking in the sunshine, can help you realize the boundless treasure and simple replenishment of a perfect solitary hour. Joseph Campbell tells us that sacred space and sacred time and something joyous to do is all we need. Almost anything then becomes a continuous and increasing joy.
So what did you get from that?
Self-care. I like that, they suggest that it could only be 1 hour of solitude, but that can bring so much back, It's like almost checking out so we can check in, saying, hey, we just need to check out of this for a while and just go do something other than the list that we have for the day, And sometimes I've noticed as well, since all this and since we've been predominantly at home, I thought I would have so much time in my hands. I'll be like, oh, what shall I do now? But time is going really quick. It's a little bit scary, and I can get quite busy throughout the day just doing stuff. And, this helps me remember that no matter how busy it is, just taking 1 hour a day for self-care, however that might look like, it rejuvenates us, and spring is here to remind us of that. Every flower that opens, every drop of rain, are we doing some self-care? What have you spent time looking for out there today, Or even if it's indoors and we can't go out, there's still so many things that you can do, It might be baking, it might be painting your nails, it might be playing with makeup, whatever that might look like. It might be snuggling in bed with your loved one, That's a mutual self-care. So yeah, it reminds me to self-care for today. How about for yourself? Did anything resonate or any reflections?
What we seek grows. If I seek quiet, then the quiet within grows. If I seek silence without condemnation, then the peace grows. And part of what I forget often is that every 5 minutes is a clean slate. Every 5 minutes is an absolute clean slate.
Yeah.
I could have made 6 million choices in this direction, and today I might decide to go in that direction.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I cast open-mindedly towards what I can't see, what I can't envision, with optimism, where in the past, when I was filled with anger, I sought frustration and things that I had malcontent around. And opening myself to not knowing anything in those moments frees me to see something I've never seen. So like every day I walk, usually several times a day. And I've always brought my phone or my camera with me because I always see something. This morning I saw 2 rabbits, two bunnies in the daylight, which is unusual to see them chasing each other around the hedge in the back.
Really?
Having fun.
That's so spring, isn't it?
Right?
It's like they're out and they're saying, hey.
And when I kicked open the bathroom window at 6 o'clock in the morning and there was a robin on the roof across, it was looking back at me like, wait, what?
How are you as high as I am?
Exactly. So, you know, sometimes I think I need to not worry about what I need at all. Like, not see what is. And sometimes that brings me more peace than trying to get resolution. Right? Because if I can sit in that sunlight with you and hold your hands and, you know, try to get you to look towards the light while I take a picture, but you're being blinded with your contacts, right? And so I'm in that moment of sunlight and shadow with you on whatever corner in front of whatever building or natural place we've gone. You and I were the thread that wove through it all. And there's been some contentment that I've had since you've entered my life that I never had before.
Same.
That wherever we are, we are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I don't worry about you being different in Southeast Asia. You don't worry about me different on another coast. Like we are so authentically authentic that the confusions we may have is trying to communicate something. You're having a feeling or I'm having a feeling and I'm like, all right, I don't even know what to do with this. Like, am I supposed to bring this to you? Am I supposed to process this? Am I supposed to let it go? Sometimes I let go of things so quickly I don't get to feel. I somehow will accept the situation, yet have I accepted it on an emotional level? So that's kind of where I'm stepping around. I think with the squeeze lately, I'm trying to pay even more attention to what is and get as present as I can. And so this is something I've noticed that I'll say, I don't have to like something to accept that. I get that. When I was looking through the new phone and I saw a picture of my father, I got struck in the heart. And it was a picture of him in his 30s. And part of me ached to be in my 50s to talk to him in his 30s. So I suffered a loss I couldn't possibly have lost because I'm 20 years his junior.
Right.
Yet I ached for that connection and openness and fluidity.
That only hindsight can bring us sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, I'm trying not to stay in the hindsight. I'm saying, how can I use this going forward? How can I bring my older self present? My older self is like, dude, stop fucking smoking. Like, what are you even thinking? And the other part of me is like, shut up, dude. You're like making me so anxious. I need to smoke now. And that's my loop. That's my loop. My self-deception, my self-care, it's all intertwined. It's all intertwined. Maybe we'll do a casting on that today and see why I smoke.
Sure.
And then we'll pick something that you would like to pick on.
Right? Sure. Oh man.
Right? And let's just stay in the present of something that we find uncomfortable.
Yeah. And
see what we see. Maybe we'll do another video we'll keep and we'll do casting videos. Yeah. We won't post them live. I mean, they're so live, they're beyond live. You know what I mean? I don't know what's coming. You don't know we don't know what this either. Yeah, we know in casting the doors are blown back, the combinations are all used, and every key is put in its place.
Right.
And the whole thing just opens up.
it's such a fun process, actually.
Uh,
Yeah. And we'd look forward to invite you guys to join us at some point
yeah, that sounds good.
with casting. Huh?
Yeah, why not?
Do you have anything else to read today? To end off our session this weekend?
Well, I usually never go back in a journal, but I found this in my box, and I must have put it in before we moved. And interestingly, the last thing I wrote was just before going to my father's service.
Oh, wow. That was almost a year ago, huh?
June
Just under a year,
26th.
yeah.
27th, June 27th.
Mm.
And so I guess I was trying to prepare myself for something that was so difficult that I couldn't fathom going to.
Yeah.
You know? So I put casting before my father's wake and service.
Mm-hmm.
God puts the people who are supposed to be in front of me. Worried where, part of me was like, well, who will be there? Who won't be there? What does that mean? What doesn't it mean? And I asked, and that's what came out. So it's like whoever was supposed to be in front of me will be there.
Yeah.
In other words, was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Feel my feels and allow others to feel theirs. There is room for both without comment, which I didn't realize. A lot of times people have feelings and I think I'm supposed to say or do something.
Me too.
Right?
Oh, wow, but you don't have to actually, huh?
There's room for both.
Yeah.
For everyone's feelings without directing anyone's feelings or reactions, Reactions reveal the reactions, fears, and insecurities. So I guess part of me was worried about someone having a hurtful reaction or something that was distressing.
Yeah.
At someone's wedding and funeral, people tend to say whatever they're going to say in their lifetime, and sometimes that's scary, especially if you fear judgment. And then I put excuses make more excuses. Softly speak the truth. Let the weight of the reality do the sorting. Right? So if someone was going to act badly, including myself, I was using the situation as an excuse.
Yes.
Right? It's kind of like saying, well, my father's passed, let me drink now.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain, I need to shut all this off, let me drink now.
Right.
I've gone through so much, let me drink now. And that didn't occur to me. That wasn't something I was seeking. I didn't want to escape it. So then the softly speak the truth is, don't offer my opinion unless asked for. Just hold space with other people.
Yeah.
Without having to hold them hostage either. Just letting people be where they're at and let the weight of the reality do the sorting. Like everyone was going to experience that gathering the way they did. Yeah. And let each person's heart sort it through for them how they need to get through it. Calling hours say who you may call upon. Like some people couldn't make it or wouldn't make it or didn't make it or maybe were passed on and couldn't make it for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But the people who showed up were the people who are saying, today I can show up for you in whatever capacity, even if it's to say I knew your father, he was this or that.
Yeah.
And I struggled in understanding how other people could help. I still struggle with that because I don't think to turning to other people for help. And then forgiveness is working towards ideals. And I think part of that is in working towards ideals is I want to allow everybody to be where they're at and think the best of them. No matter what my past was with that person or what my future may be with that person, just kind of like let them just be another person where they're at. And learning to do that for myself is like the hardest of all, I find. What did you hear?
I heard a lot of feeling, and I kind of, having experienced that day with you, I went back to that day, so I'm not hearing much words, but I'm very much in that moment of that day. I can feel my granddaughter's hand holding my right hand and you on my left. I can see the faces of the people that walk by, and what they said. Oh, we knew your great grandfather to little Anna, and the just the comments of everyone and how they came into his life. I just hear them offering you guys condolences and tears, joy, just everyone's emotions and presence is what I hear. Yeah, of that day, very surreal day, still is a bit, So yeah, bit sad, thinking about it. I can't believe it's been 10 months. Feels like yesterday after you read that. Yeah.
So I guess that's our adventure for today.
That is our adventure for today. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys. See you again.
Thank you.